Hello there everybody, thanks for joining me once again this week. I'm Kim Gow from Colour Passion. Today in Colour Passion Land I thought we would have a little play with the interference colours. So these are the colours which look, when you see them in the jars they look white, but of course when they're over darker colours their true beauty is revealed. So we have the red, blue, violet and green beautiful sparkle interferences, and then we've got what I call the satin interferences, and that's also in the red, blue, green and violet. So we'll pop those on today, and also the kaleidoscope, which is sort of a combination of all the sparkles and some other additives, and it is amazing. So let's go and have some fun and see what we can create. Okay, here we are back again. I've had a slight change in mind. I was going to go ahead and do all the colours, and I thought it's probably going to be a bit overwhelming. So I thought, okay, let's just do the blue and the violet interference, and then the blue sparkle interference and the violet sparkle interference, and then of course our kaleidoscope. So we'll still move on with the black for the base, which is the ebony luster. So it's got a bit of a luster into that one. Yeah, there's that one there. And then we'll just put the resin into the little cups. Okay. I must admit these sparkle interference are amazing. I just love them. I've used them a lot, and they really are sensational. Okay, I've got a bit left, but I'm going to leave that I think for now. Okay, so we've got our ebony luster, and oh, it's a new one. Okay, let me just pull that cap off. Little seal. I know they can be a pain, but we need them for our shipping because our beautiful overseas people don't want leakage with their products in transit. Okay. Now the first thing I did, by the way, was I did level the board. So I always go both ways to make sure with the level, the spirit level, that it is level. All right, so with all paste, you should always give them a stir before you mix them with your resin, that is. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to give it a good mix. It's probably about a teaspoon to this cup, and it's probably towards 250 ml. Just to give you an idea, half a cup, half a teaspoon, a cup, a full teaspoon of pigment. That's what I go by, roughly. It's such a gorgeous colour. Okay, well there we go. See now, I didn't, my favourite kaleidoscope. I had some left over, but then I didn't spot that one, did I? Okay, beautiful. All right, I'll just put a bit more of that one in there. And then we've got our violet. Okay, so we will now pop in the colours into the clear resin. You can see a bit of that violet already. I always start with a powder, stirring it slowly so that the powder doesn't become all airborne, because it would not be good to breathe that in. And I'm not wearing a respirator, because if I was, I wouldn't be able to talk to you on the video. Even though I've got my purifier on, I've got my exhaust fans on, I've got the door open, and I have quite a large area here. Very important to remember some safety, and always wear gloves whenever you're handling resin. So that and the nitrile gloves is the ones I use, because you don't want any chemicals absorbing into your system and making you unwell. Okay, just giving that a bit of a slow stir to begin with. Here we go. That is our blue. Then we've got our blue sparkle interference, which is super duper pretty. Look at that sparkle, just gorgeous. I don't know if you can see that. Beautiful. Then we're going to use the violet, because I thought blue and violet would be nice together. So we're going to do the violet sparkle interference. Just little circles just to kind of get it all wet in the resin. Then you can give it a good mix. I mean, you can pick up a little bit of the colour, but generally it still looks really light, and that magic happens once it is applied over any darker colour actually. And this is the Kaleidoscope, which is incredible. So that's the Kaleidoscope Sparkle Interference. Again, just little stirs, slow stirs. Till we've got it all wet, and then off we go. Beautiful. Okay, so we've got our products mixed up. So now, let's go and put that seal away, otherwise I'll end up putting my hand in it or something, making a mess. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the ebony luster over the board. Okay. Actually, the other one, which would be really cool to do this, I didn't think about it, but Jackie Shimmer, that would be amazing as well, because that's a very, very dark blue, like a midnight blue. Make sure I get all of it out. Okay. Now, what I think is going to be easier is if I just move it around with my gloved hand to get it over the board. So long as you've got a good gloved hand protecting you, it'll be fine. It only becomes a problem, of course, if you don't wear gloves. Just making sure that it's out to that edge there, so that once we take that tape off, it'll run down the sides. But we leave that for a while, because if we didn't have that tape acting as a dam, what can happen is you can end up with some beautiful things on the surface, and of course they will run over the side. So it's better to have like a dam effect, and then leave it about 20 minutes or so after the pour, depending on the resin that you're using, of course. With the art coat with stone coat, I found I had to leave that probably about 3/4 of an hour, because it had like a longer working time. And if it's hotter, then obviously you're going to take it off sooner, because the hotter the temperature is that you're working in, the quicker the resin will go off. And especially if you're starting to use torches and heat guns and things, it's obviously really going to have an effect, isn't it? It's going to really make it go off very quickly. However, we are in the middle of winter here in Australia, and I've got to tell you, it has been a very cold winter for us, miserable in fact. And so today is a warm day and it's 20 degrees, but I've still got the heater on here in the studio here, because the resin's happy spot really is probably closer to 25. But I will leave the heater on overnight, like for this to cure, so then I know that I'm not going to have any dimpling and problems like that. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is with my propane torch. I don't know if you can see all that. Okay, I'm just going to fire it up and just release all the bubbles that have been brought to the surface. Now the fun bit begins. So I think what I'm going to do, I will use the blue one first. So this is the blue interference. And I really haven't given it a lot of thought. I never do. I tend to, when I pour, I just pour. I don't tend to plan things. Some people draw lines and that's fine and good. I just think resin does its own thing anyway. So I'm thinking, okay, let's just sort of see what we're going to do. Yep, I think I might. No, I'll leave that. A little bit left, that's fine, in case we want it. Then I'm going to do the beautiful violet one. Okay, that's probably enough of that for now. And now we'll add the sparkle. I think I could put it, I'm going to put a little bit on the edge, but also where it's just on the base as well, because this is all going to move around anyway. And you can see the colour already where you couldn't see it before. Okay, so blue. And then now we're going to use the gorgeous violet. And it is very pretty, I must say. Okay. Now I've got the kaleidoscope, but I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit this with the torch and move it around a bit, and then come in with the kaleidoscope. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to just move it around on the board. Always interesting to move it around just to keep it so that it doesn't look like it's just been thrown over. Okay. Back down we come. Okay, so I might actually even use the heat gun, but I'll for now perhaps just in between over here. We'll go perhaps on the edge of here, there. This is looking a little bit empty there. This little bit here maybe. Okay. It's so pretty and sparkly. Okay, we'll just move things around a little bit again. Okay. All right, look, I think we're just going to leave it at that because there's certainly enough sparkle on there, and I'll give it some thought if I want to do anything else. But what I'll do is I'll come back in around 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and I will remove that tape and then we'll see where we go to from there. Okay, everybody, we're back, and I'm just going to remove the tape. And I probably could have even left it longer actually, because it's, as I said, it's quite cold here today. So anyway, see how we go. Popping that in the bin. Okay, so now with my fingers, I'm just going to run around the edge, as you've probably seen me do before if you've watched any of the videos, making sure that that bottom half is wet with resin, because I know that the rest is going to flow over. So, yeah, that's true. So I don't want it to pour over. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually put some squiggles through it. I've decided. But I need to leave it until it's reasonably firm for it to hold those squiggles. So I might actually just hit it with the heat gun again, the torch. See some beautiful little lace in there. So I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm just going to let it run over, whatever does. I'll come back shortly, well, maybe about another 20 minutes, and then I'll do some squiggles. Okay everybody, we're back. I've let it sit for some time, probably about 20 minutes, and I just sort of did a test patch, and it's holding. So now just with my little tool here, I'm just going to just go through and make some little squiggles. Just to make it just a little bit more interesting. Rather than add any more bling, I think we've got enough bling, so I just think it's nice just to add just a little bit of decoration there. and it sort of brings the black through a little bit from underneath. There you go, this is a first for me because I actually haven't squiggled before. So there you go. You know what I say, if you don't give it a go, you'll never know. So here I am, giving it a go, guys, for you. I think that does improve it. I hope you agree. Let me know in the comments down below. And I'll put all the products with links down below as well. Look at all the lacing that's just in the area that I'm at now. And through here, the automatic lacing, and I really didn't work on that to lace it, but it happened anyway, didn't it? Okay. Just link that up a little bit there. I added this little bit of violet in here because I thought that it was not quite balanced, the colouring. So I did that off camera, so sorry about that. You kind of get a bit of a roll with this, but then you forget where you started. There we go. I think maybe here I just need to do another little wizzy there. You could do this with a toothpick, spatula. I just found this little tool there and I thought, well, I didn't want it, you know, too big or anything. So I thought, well, this just might do the trick, and I think it has. Because it's still obviously pliable and soft, it will not leave harsh lines, which is actually quite good. So let me know what you think. Should I have squiggled or shouldn't I have? I'm just going to go with this. This is one I did before when I was testing it, but it has softened because it was probably not quite ready. There we go. I'll just have a go with this area here and just see if it does anything. It's just trial and error, really. See what happens. Yeah, it's okay. So I don't like sort of sharp lines. Probably way too many squiggles, but hey, I'm having fun doing it. And you know what? I can always pour over it, can't I? You've seen me do that a few times now. Maybe just a little bit more over this side. And I think that's probably enough, isn't it? I think I've probably done it now. So, okay guys, we'll leave this to cure now overnight. I've got the heater on in here, so hopefully all will be well. And tomorrow, hopefully in the sunshine, I'll show you the reveal. Hello everybody, I've just realised that rotten light I had on showed a big yellow moon shape here. I'm so sorry. I can't redo it. So anyway, this is what it looks like without the light on. But anyway, I'll show you tomorrow once it's cured anyway. Good morning everybody. Well, we have an amazing sunny morning and it's absolutely gorgeous for our reveal on our pour of our interference colours yesterday. Look at that. Oh, you probably can't even see it. Yes, you can, maybe a little. The sparkle is just sensational. Look at that. It's we've got the violet sparkle interference, the blue sparkle interference, and we have the kaleidoscope, which is this one through here and through, down here and here. And that's all the colours put in together with a couple of additional ones as well. The swirls turned out pretty good. Happy I did those. I don't think I would have liked it actually if I hadn't, but I'm happy with them. Look here at the lacing. Isn't that amazing? And I didn't even try to get any lacing. It just happens with these amazing products. I think having the ebony luster underneath, acting as a base, just sets it up for beautiful lacing. No, very, very happy with this piece. Really pretty. I'm glad I didn't put the other two colours in because it probably would have been a bit much, so I'm happy with this. Okay everybody, that's it for another week. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, hit the like button. I'll have the products down in the description below, and you can subscribe if you haven't done already to keep up with everything. All right everybody, have a wonderful week ahead. Look forward to your company next week, and remember, if you don't give it a go, you'll never know. Bye for now.